The Joplin School District faces a bus driver shortage, and it's impacting both students and staff. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with the school district's proposed ideas to fix this.
And high school students learn about censorship at the Banned Books Showcase at PSU.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Joplin School District is working to address a bus driver shortage. This is KOAM News at 6. And because of the driver shortage, bus routes have been longer than expected. Drop-off and pickup times have been inconsistent, and buses are more crowded. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with the district's transportation director about the problems with the Joplin Assistant Superintendent of Schools to see how they plan to address these issues at tonight's school board meeting. It's part of our continuing examination of employee shortages and reports we call Making It Work.
When seeing the Joplin School District Transportation Office, it's clear there's no shortage when it comes to buses. But there is a shortage of drivers.
If we don't have backups, which is where our real shortage is, we need about 10 to 12 substitute drivers with the routes that we have.
And this shortage is directly impacting students in Joplin schools.
We combined our routes this year, which made some of them kind of at the limit. So some of those routes now are right at an hour.
Now, the Joplin School Board is stepping in and have some proposed ideas on dealing with the shortage.
One is for us to provide an immediate wage increase for the bus drivers, $1.50 to $1.90 an hour, depending upon what step on the salary schedule the drivers are on.
That would mean drivers could be paid up to $17.93 an hour.
The second part of the proposal is to recommend to the board that we also provide some incentives for drivers.
So, if a current driver were to recruit a new driver that stays with the district, they could both receive a $500 bonus. Getting these new drivers could ultimately add to the safety of their students, something the transportation director warns about.
Because when you don't have enough drivers and you're trying to get things done shorthandedly, it's not as safe as it should be.
Which is why the district says action needs to be taken to give students the education they deserve.
Joplin is in the same situation as every other school district around, every school district in the state, every school district in the country. So we're hoping that this will help get things back to normal.
In Joplin, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
Now, if the school board approves these methods of recruitment, that plan is going to go into effect soon on October 2nd. Nick Kelly joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Not a quiet day, Dal, and on the warm side once again, but most of us were in the mid to upper 80s this go around on this Tuesday afternoon. Going into the evening now, still looking good for 7th and Rangeline. We'll say mostly sunny skies from that vantage point, but off to the south and west, we're already starting to see more moisture build in. Cloud cover south of Oklahoma City, even a couple of storms northwest of OKC. That's because of anything at the surface, but our next storm system in the upper levels spinning over Colorado. That's going to start bringing in rain chances going into tomorrow, but again, not for this evening. Temperatures looking pretty okay, mid to upper 80s for a good portion of the region, but everyone's going to gravitate back toward the 70s, certainly by 8 o'clock, with most of us near 75. Then we'll drop back into the upper 60s, so another mild start down, but we'll definitely trend cooler for the next several days because of these rain chances working in. We'll break that down on the forecast here in a bit.
Catch you then. This is National Good Neighbor Day, and a perfect time for this Insta poll question. How friendly is your neighborhood? Is it very friendly? Maybe very unfriendly, or somewhere in between? You can give your answer on a sliding scale. To participate, go to KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now app. We're going to check in on the latest results a little bit later in this newscast. Pitt State is exploring the topic of censorship during this Banned Books Week. The university today hosted a conference for area high school students covering the topic of books that have been banned or challenged in high schools across the nation. The guest speaker was author Chris Crutcher, whose books for young people have been banned in some places. Crutcher says that while some people might find certain books offensive, kids should read them with their parents as an opening to discuss difficult or embarrassing subjects.
The more kids know, the more college kids, the more adults know about, the truth of other people's lives. the kinder we can be, the more accepting we can be of each other. It's like everybody has a story. You look at somebody that you really don't like, but you don't know that person's story.
A banned books exhibit is free and open to the public in the Bicknell Center Art Gallery. The McDonald County School District is honoring veterans through sports. The district unveiled its Veteran Pass today. The Veteran Pass allows current and former service members free access to McDonald County sporting events.
So I was approached by a community member, an actual veteran, Vietnam veteran, that they just asked, do we do anything for our veterans as far as getting them into sporting events? And I told him no, but that's a great idea.
To get a veteran pass, you'll have to show proof of military service and identification, and the pass will have to be renewed every year. Still ahead, a plea from a Missouri couple arrested for their role in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, and the homecoming sign that's stirring up controversy in Olathe, Kansas. Southwest Missouri prosecutor is charging 5 employees of a private Christian boarding school with abusing students. Cedar County prosecuting attorney Ty Gaither announced that the 5 Agape boarding school employees will be charged with a total of 13 third-degree felony assault counts. Missouri Attorney General's office had recommended prosecuting 22 staffers of the school near Stockton with 65 counts on behalf of 36 victims. The Attorney General, Eric Schmidt, asked Governor Mike Parson to take his office off the case last week, saying Gaither didn't plan to seek justice for all the students who say they were abused. A Missouri couple have pleaded guilty for their roles in the riot at the U.S. Capitol in January. 30-year-old Kelsey Wilson and 32-year-old Zachary Wilson, both of Springfield, each pled guilty in federal court to a misdemeanor count of knowingly entering or remaining in a restricted building. Kelsey Wilson was arrested in August on the charge. Her husband was arrested in February. Both face up to 6 months in prison and a $5,000 fine when they're sentenced on December 10th. Court records indicated Kelsey Wilson was a new first-grade teacher at Day Spring Christian School in Springfield at the time of her arrest, but the school says she's no longer employed there. The Cherokee Nation and 3 opioid distributors have reached a $75 million settlement to resolve opioid-related claims against the companies. The settlement is the largest in Cherokee Nation history and will be paid out over 6.5 years. The tribe sued 3 companies, along with several pharmacy companies, in 2017. The companies said in a joint statement that the settlement is a step toward, quote, a broader settlement with all federally recognized Native American tribes. The Cherokee Nation's claims against Walmart, Walgreens, and CVS are pending. Some Olathe, Kansas community members are outraged, calling a homecoming picture that circulated online racist. Jackson Kurtz has more.
I was outraged.
Wow, this is 2021 and we still have to correct people about this.
Many in the Olathe community are wanting answers after an Olathe South student's homecoming sign read, "If I was black, I would be picking cotton, but I'm white, so I'm picking you for homecoming."
I am the mom of 2 black young men that every day I'm praying for their safety. I'm looking at the larger impact that it is having.
The Olathe South school principal sending out a statement to Olathe South families that says the school is investigating the photo and that the type of behavior displayed in the social media posts does not meet the expectations of our core values. But for lots of people, the photo remains hurtful.
It's personally offensive to me. My grandmother, she grew up having to pick cotton. She's still alive today, so that even was offensive to her.
Going forward, many hope more is done for people to understand why this kind of language is offensive.
Those of you who really want to know and understand the reason why these things are offensive and the severity of it, it's time to sit down and talk.
This is a learning opportunity for all of us to train and teach in the things what we want to represent as humans in mankind, love and respect for one another.
An incident comes days after students at a high school on the Missouri side posted an online petition calling to bring back slavery. Later, a family remembers a father killed while attending a vigil for another murder victim in St. Louis.
Plus, we're warm and quiet to start this Tuesday evening out, but I am tracking rain chances eager to work back in. Forecast up next. We kept things quiet once again as we continue through the early part of this work week and school week for the kids. And temperatures, while still warm, we have seen them trend a little downward due to how overall we started out this morning. 87 was where we topped out yesterday at Joplin Regional. A few spots though pushed 90 degrees yesterday. We dropped back lower to middle 60s this morning. I think 64 at least for Joplin Regional before we topped back out so far at 86 degrees. While it was nice to keep things quiet for a good stretch, we need some more rainfall. The latest drought tracker still certainly shows some dry conditions across the region, but once you hop south of 400 near the Kansas-Oklahoma border and certainly west of Miami, that's a moderate drought that's trying to develop and take a solid stand. But we have, thankfully, rain chances on the way, hopefully to cut back on these dry conditions. In the meantime, though, 7th and Range Line, looking okay. Mostly sunny, if not completely sunny up top. 83 in Joplin, the south breeze at 8. Humidity not too high yet, sitting at 44%. Still enough drier at the surface to keep any rain chances low, at least to start this evening out. Mid 80s for much of southwestern Missouri, mid to upper 80s for the rest of the region across southeast Kansas and northeast Oklahoma. Eventually, we're going to see these numbers drop back through the 70s, but cloud cover starts to pick up late tonight. And despite that, we'll drop back into the upper 60s for another mild start for your Wednesday. But that cloud cover will definitely be on the increase because this is where the cloud cover is going to come from, with these developing showers and storms from Oklahoma City working down 35 toward Dallas. That is actually not caused by anything at the surface. We've got a front to the north of the region, again, not doing anything for us, really. The cold front to the west of us, though, the front in the Rockies, that's the one that will keep ongoing rain chances going as we go into the weekend. That said, though, at the jet stream, there's the upper low. That's what's firing up the thunderstorms to our southwest, and that's what's going to start spreading in as we go into tomorrow. So let's see when the earliest rain chances could arrive on the future track forecast here. Mostly clear to start the evening out. Then, as advertised, the cloud cover will build throughout the course of the night. But by 6:30, you can see how the future track wants to paint some isolated showers. So we need to keep that in mind, and it wouldn't hurt to have the umbrella handy before you head out the door in the morning as lows drop back into the upper 60s. I'm thinking scattered storms will be a pretty good bet as we go into the afternoon, even if the future track wants to back things off a bit. I still think we'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies tomorrow during the day, and we'll definitely have some scattered thunderstorm chances around. 68 in the morning, 78 by noon. Highs topping out right around 83. And with the cloud cover staying in place and rain chances taking us into Thursday morning, we'll have lows, again, upper 60s to near 70, and then we'll try to work back into the lower 80s, but we'll still hold on the rain chances for your Thursday. And these rain chances, off and on, they stick with us. Friday, certainly going into Saturday with another upper wave passing by, and going into Sunday before we start to dry out by Monday. So, with the way I'm seeing things, maybe half an inch to 2 inches of rain almost in total by Sunday. Maybe not enough to bust the drought conditions, but certainly rain chances that we can use before we dry things out for Monday and maybe bring in some slight rain chances back in by Tuesday. But 83 tomorrow, near 80 Thursday and Friday, and highs in the mid to upper 70s from Saturday into early next week. That's one good thing about these rain chances, Dal, will finally make it feel like fall again.
Plus, I put down grass seed, so I'm kind of counting on that rain.
Yeah, we definitely want Mother Nature to deliver now.
All right. Thanks, Nick. Still ahead, a St. Louis man talks about the pain of losing 2 family members to gun violence after a fatal shooting at a vigil for a shooting victim. Family of a young father who was shot and killed while at a vigil for another homicide victim in St. Louis is speaking out. That man's brother shares the pain with Robert Townsend.
Cedric was the consummate family man. You can definitely call me brother. That's how he's chosen family.
Patrick Brown beams with joy when he thinks about his brother, 34-year-old Cedric Owens.
You know, he was easygoing. He was the guy that got along with anybody, everybody.
Owens had a 5-year-old daughter. He was a UPS driver for several years and recently engaged.
He appreciated his family, his friends, and his time, you know. The best type of guy. Didn't deserve this.
Police tell us Monday night Owens was at a vigil near 20th and St. Charles Streets downtown, honoring his niece's boyfriend, 27-year-old Demetrius Thomas.
She looked up to Cedric. She lost 2 people she loves in 24 hours.
Investigators say Thomas was shot to death Monday morning while trying to interrupt people breaking into cars in the area. The family says while they were honoring Thomas at the crime scene, someone rode by in a dark-colored SUV and fired multiple gunshots. Cedric Owens died at a hospital. 3 others were wounded.
This was wild. This was flagrant.
Police also say dozens of people, including children, ran for their lives.
When someone is taken from you, you don't know how to deal with that. It's terrible. I'm hurt.
Saturday afternoon, Owens' hurting loved ones comforted each other during a private memorial.
Bringing, friends, family together just to appreciate Cedric.
So nearly a week after Owens' murder, police are still looking for the shooter, the vehicle, and a motive. Owens' family members hope that will soon change.
So the family can get justice and Cedric can get justice for this.
Now, police released surveillance video Friday showing a man and woman wanted in connection with Demetrius Thomas's death. The couple is seen walking down the street and then later running away. Police say right now there's no evidence linking them to the shootings at the vigil. A final check on the weather is next. Take time now to honor a local veteran. Sergeant Odell Weed served in the U.S. Army. The Neosho, Missouri native fought with the 86th Cavalry during World War II, and we are proud to salute Sergeant Odell Weed. He's tonight's 4-state hero. Jordan Abbey joins us now with a look at what's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Tonight at 9, going to hear about a shoe store been around for nearly 64 years, closing its doors for good soon. Also, senators grilled the nation's top military leaders today over the U.S. pullout from Afghanistan. And if you like Skittles the way Skittles used to be, we have some good news. We'll explain that, of course, much more coming your way tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Jordan, thanks. Now, this is National Good Neighbor Day. It's perfect time for this Instapoll question. How friendly is your neighborhood? You can answer on a scale from very friendly to very unfriendly. As you see at this point, it's tending positive, closer to Sesame Street than Nightmare on Elm Street. You can answer right now. We're going to keep this poll open until the end of the 10 o'clock news, so you still have plenty of time to participate. Just go to KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or the KOAM News Now mobile app to let us know how you feel about your neighborhood. Now, with Halloween just a month away, it looks like more parents are open to trick-or-treating this year. A new Axios Ipsos poll was published today. Survey found parents see less risk in having their child hit the neighborhood to trick-or-treat this year. In fact, quite a majority, 68% of them, when asked, said they see little or no risk in trick-or-treating. That's 17% more than those who were willing to take part in the Halloween tradition last year. 2020 saw communities all across the country cancel trick-or-treating due to the pandemic. The director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has said children should be able to safely trick-or-treat this year in small groups. We hope the weather holds out for that. That's still a ways away, though. At the moment, right now, we're looking at rain chances this week.
Yeah, but not until tomorrow morning. We're in good shape for this evening, but we'll drop back into the upper 60s tonight. 83 for tomorrow. Another drop in temperatures because of rain chances picking up by morning at the latest and certainly throughout the day. And the rain chances stick with us this weekend, Dow, but it'll knock us back near 80.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.